Word, son. What do you do, YouTube? It's your boy, Jay Divine. All right, man. Before we get into this video, make sure to like button, comment, subscribe, share the word, spread the links, because you know how I do. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, click the bell icon to be notified every time I upload. But without further ado, let's get up into it. All right, man. So as of the 29th of September on a Wednesday at midnight, Insurgency Sandstorm has dropped on consoles. I did a video on it, I want to say last year, maybe 2 years ago. It was a kill compilation video I did when I was playing it on PC. If you haven't seen it, then check it out right here. But yeah, so that officially has come out to consoles. And I mean, honestly, if you're looking for a different change of pace, if you're trying to get away from Call of Duty and you need something to hold you off until Battlefield drops, then check out Sandstorm. You can't go wrong, bro. I mean, to give you pretty much a crash course on it, I'm not gonna say it's easy just to pick up, because you can't play it like it's Call of Duty. You can't play it like it's Battlefield. Like, you really have to be smart with your movements. All that bunny hopping and all that slide canceling, reload canceling, you can't do all of that. This is like a real mill sim shooter. You know what I'm saying? So you really have to go in here and actually use your brain and watch how you maneuver and communicate with your teammates. You can't lone wolf. You can't lone wolf a lot of your games that you play, so you have to communicate with your teammates. You don't have to be with them at every step, but just communicate, and that'll pretty much keep you alive a little longer. But I've been seeing a little bit of slander, in particular from the One Boom, and a lot of things he said. It was kind of it came across as like a spoiled brat, if that makes any sense. But let me go into detail. Let me just explain what I mean by that. All right, it was kind of like a bratty way to look at it, but let me just kind of go into detail and just explain where I'm coming from when I say that. So I see people getting ready to type now. Oh, he's just trying to use his name for clickbait. He's just trying to use it for cloud. Da, 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 da. No, all right. I'm really actually about to go into detail. So I just want to preface that by saying, and the reason why I say that is because okay, before I get into that, let me just give you an example, right? Let me give you a scenario. You have ice cream, right? You have this little kid who likes ice cream, all right? But he only eats ice cream with sprinkles on it, right? So he says, "Ooh, I want some ice cream." All right, cool. Let me get you some ice cream. So I give him some ice cream, fix it for him or whatever, and I give it to him. He's like, "Oh, thank you. Wait, where's the sprinkles?" I'm like, "Sprinkles? I don't have any sprinkles." He pushes the bowl away. I don't want it. And literally gets up and walks away from the table. Now, that analogy, or that scenario, I guess you say it's an analogy, but that analogy pretty much is gonna come back later on. I'm gonna reference to it in a minute. But this generation of console gamers, or just gamers in general, we're so spoiled, and I mean not all of us, but just the majority of them are so spoiled to the point where if a game doesn't have 60 frames, at least that, we don't want to touch it. We don't want to have nothing to do with it. So let me use that analogy, right? So if a game ain't running 60 frames a second, then that means you can kiss Red Dead goodbye. You can take what's the name of that game? Wildlands. You can take Wildlands, throw that in the trash. I don't want nothing to do with it. Like, that shouldn't be the basis as to whether or not you should buy a game. Now, he didn't say that, oh, it's not 60 frames, don't buy it. You know what I mean? He didn't say that. But he just said that pretty much it's a shame that you release a game and it's not able to run 60 frames a second. It doesn't feel new. It doesn't feel modern. Okay. So with that being said, it makes zero sense to rag on this indie dev company for not running 60 frames, because a lot of the times, sometimes it runs better at 30 frames, if not a smooth 30, which I know it dips sometimes. I know I've seen it happen. And I'm on PS5, so I don't know. I haven't really experienced it like that, but I've heard on PS4 that it dips a lot and it's not like a solid 30. You know what I mean? Some people say it's a smooth 30, but whatever. But I understand that, if it's not 60 frames, then it doesn't feel new. It feels kind of dated or a little outdated or whatever. I get that. But at the same exact time, this is an indie dev company. The game dropped originally in 2018. All right, so they was already pushing for consoles to drop in 2019. So mind you, that time that it dropped, they was already building the community. They were already making new maps. They were focused more on the PC side, more than the console. And mind you, this is an indie dev company. And the reason why I'm fighting for these guys so hard is just like, you can't rag on these guys like you would do Treyarch, Infinity Ward, or DICE or something of those types of studios. This is a small dev studio. You have to really like give them time to harness and really improve on the game as it goes. You can't expect them just to be great off rip. It's going to take some time. You know what I mean? So back to the whole 60 frames thing, some games run better at 30 frames until they can figure out what we can do to increase the frames per second without damaging the stability of the game. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm getting at? So for the simple fact that they run it at 30, or at least on PS5, I think it's running at 60 frames per second, because I'm playing it on PS5. It's a PS4 game, but I'm playing it on the 5. I think it runs at 60 frames per second. I don't know, not sure, don't quote me on that. But I haven't really too much experienced any of the stuff that they said. Now, there has been times where my attachments won't load in, or sometimes my skin won't load in like it's supposed to, but I get it. You know what I mean? I understand it's nagging, but it's not too bad to the point where it's like, I'm gonna put this game down. Not gonna lie. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's been a sound bug. Sometimes the sounds don't load in properly like they're supposed to. I get it. I understand. This game dropped originally on PC at 2018. They didn't have time. They didn't really have the time or the manpower to go in and, you know, work on console. Because at the time when it dropped, they was already making maps. They was already doing different modes. They was doing events. Trust me, I followed them all throughout the years up until this point. So they were doing different stuff on PC, and at the same exact time trying to get the console when they could. So when it was time for them to really start working on console, they went with what worked for the time being, until later on, if people still stuck with it, which I'm hoping they do, that they go in and they actually make subtle adjustments and subtle improvements to improve the stability. Make sure that there isn't any screen tearing, there isn't any frame rate drops whenever there's a lot of chaos going on. They're working on that. You have to be verbal and be vocal to them. Don't let the simple fact that 60 frames, oh, it's not 60 frames, I'm not buying it. Don't let that be don't let that be the kicker as to whether or not you buy it or not. Dog, it's just $40. It's legit $40. Just go get it. Play something different. If you don't like it, all right, then go back and play Call of Duty then. Go play Call of Duty. Whatever it is you want to do. But stop harping on these games where it's a small company, and if they don't have that, then, oh, if they don't have 60 frames, then I'm not playing it. Oh, if it's not this, then I'm not playing it. Like, stop being so damn spoiled. You know what I mean? Like, you have to remember, like, you came a long way to get to the point where we at right now. A lot of these games that we had before, they were never 60 frames per second. They were actually 45. You would think that they're 60, but some games ran at 45 frames a second. You know what I mean? Like, give an example. Grand Theft Auto 4 on the 360. On PS3, it ran at 30. The reason why it looks so smooth on 360 or the Series X or whatever upscale console you're on is running at 40. It's running at 45 frames a second. That's why it looks so smooth. It's not a full 60. It's 45. You know what I mean? But that's only because they could run that and it was stable at the time. But I'm getting off track. I'm digressing, as they say. But basically what I'm trying to say is give the company time. Let them go in there, work all the bugs and stuff, and work all the kinks out. If you really believe in this game, if you really like it, you enjoy it, then give them time to work on it. A lot of stuff that y'all are experiencing, aside from the crashing some people that say that they're having, just give them time. Let them work on it. Talk to the people. Don't go in there and be like, oh, your game sucks, yada, yada, yada. Fix this, fix that. Chill. Relax. Talk to the people. Let them know what you want to fix, and they'll work on it. That's all it is. It's an indie dev company. It's not a AAA title company like an Infinity Ward, DICE, or Treyarch. It's not like that. They're looking for our information, our feedback for them to improve the game. That's all you got to do. Just talk to them. I mean, just go follow them on Twitter at Insurgency the game or something like that. I forget the name of it, but I'll put it in the description box down below. But literally, like, just stop acting so spoiled and actually use your brain for once, and stop acting like you have to be so entitled to get things your way. If it's not your way, then I'm not gonna play it. Like, come on, really? Quick little example, right? I'll give you an example of one game I did not play, and we're gonna use that logic, right? Or we're gonna try to use that logic. Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts. I think the second one. I played the first one, but the second one. So they came out with the second one. No, the first one, I believe, right? I think it was the first one. Because I played Sniper Ghost Warrior 4, or whichever one it was before Contracts, the first one. But I played that one, and I went and played Contracts, the first one. When I tell you I put that game down within 5 minutes of playing it, and it ran at 30 frames a second. I didn't care nothing about that. I honestly, God, didn't care nothing about it running at 30 frames. My gripe was just how clunky it was. Like I had like it was so clunky. There was nothing really interesting about it. Like the bullet cam, that got old real fast. The gameplay just didn't feel organic. I didn't like it. You know what I mean? It can run at 30 frames, 60 frames. It didn't matter to me. I honestly, God, it didn't matter. As long as the gameplay is solid, then that's what I'm looking for. The gameplay just sucks. So I completely do away with Sniper Ghost Warrior. Now back to the One Boom. He's not necessarily throwing the game away, but he's just saying basically that if you fix these things, the game could be great. But it sucks because these things are not in the game. And that's kind of premature. So pump the brakes, One Boom. I like your content. I think you're a nice guy. You might be just trying to be edgy just for the clicks and views or whatever. Same thing in the titles and your thumbnails or whatever. But pump your brakes, okay? Your takes on some of these games have been kind of wild, especially on 2042. You know what I mean? And some people have said your videos have aged like milk. You know what I mean? So pump your brakes. All right, pump the brakes. I understand you enjoying it, and I understand that that's one of your gripes, but just enjoy the game for what it is, man. Just enjoy it. They're working on it as we speak right now. So pump your brakes. Everybody chill, relax, enjoy the game, and we'll be all good. But I'm going to get up out of here, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. And like I said, man, don't send any hate to I'm getting his name twisted. Don't send any hate to the One Boom. You know what I'm saying? I believe he makes great content, but this was something that really kind of like irked me a little bit, so I feel like I need to talk about it. But however, man, I'm going to get up out of here. Make sure you hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Share the word, spread the links, because you know how I do. But I'm going to get up out of here, man. It's your boy J Divine, and I'm signing out. Peace.